Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway.
That's an absolute beauty.
Playing his third here at the par 5. And it makes the green in regulation. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. Nice birdie and a nice little move on the leaderboard, getting to 2 under par. Here we go at the par 4 13th, 452 yards. What's the best angle of attack?
The straight line really is the best way here, like a lot of holes on the golf course. But straight, as we know, is not often easy. Fairway does start to widen up the further out there you get it. So for the longer hitters, this hole actually plays relatively easy. For the shorter hitters in that narrow area, that'll leave you a lengthy second shot where you just might have to bisect the 2 front greenside bunkers.
That's a nice spot right there in the fairway here at 13. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Good birdie right there.
Yeah, this game, when you can't win, it's all about top 10s, top 20s. And currently, that's exactly where they stand.
Moving on to the tricky 14th here at the Wetlands. It's 204 yards, but there is plenty of trouble out there. This one looks right on point. That will be a great look at birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Now putt for par.
For the par. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Don't forget third round coverage coming your way tomorrow on EA Sports. For Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner, saying so long for now. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the BioWare Classic. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Frank, the good players continue to play good golf, even if they're not winning or in the top 5.
Yeah, that position's starting to look a little brighter than what it was at the beginning of the day. Now in the top 25.
Par 4 6th here at the Wetlands, 440 yards and water to deal with.
Two choices here, Rich. Lay it up short of the wetlands, or, well, chance it, brave enough, tee it up and flash it across the wetlands. They're just a mere short iron into this lengthy par 4. Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. It's a 180-yard shot, his second. Down, little Sheba. Down! So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always a good one when you get on the putting green and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important.
Good tee shot right in the short grass. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Birdie putt coming up. The par on this hole yesterday.
It doesn't go in, you got to add another one to the scorecard.
And that's where the golf ball's just staring at you and
Oh, yeah.
mocking you and laughing at you.
You know deep down it's smiling too, don't you?
Good effort and good par putt. Eighth hole here at the Wetlands, par 3, 203 yards. You like this hole, Frank?
I do, actually, but you have to have a little look at your yardage book because that front bunker will make this hole look a little shorter to the eye than actually what it plays. Green gets a little narrow as it gets deeper, but flat and, well, I wouldn't say easy. 3 here, not too bad.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. And with that birdie, moving into the top 20 on the leaderboard. Finishing up the front side here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club with a par 5, 621 yards.
Second shot.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. 3 rounds in the books. Outside the top 10 going to the final 18. Frank, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think you're going to have to approach the final round in a couple of different phases. Try and be aggressive early on. If you do get a few birdies in the bank, you really still can fancy yourself with a chance to win. It'll all depend on that start tomorrow.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
I'm loving that balance.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Second from an excellent lie. Third shot, looking for a good one. display of shot making this has been, Frank.
The incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. Making our move to the home stretch, the 16th. It's a par 4 and a good one at 455 yards.
And a chance to actually get a good run for the clubhouse because the holes are fairly short coming in. So good drive here. Find the putting surface. Maybe start the roll right here.
Just an ideal lie, Frank. What can he do from here?
Well, if he takes advantage of the tee shot now and goes at this flag, then he'll certainly gain on the field.
Good chance at one. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
So one shot closer to the lead with that birdie. Here we go at the 17th. It's a par 3, and it takes one good strike. That's what you like about par 3s of this length, Frank. 238 yards. Can't fake it here.
You certainly can't, and that green just shapes a little bit to the player's right. So the best shot to hit in here would be a little draw. And that is also the avenue provided by those two bunkers. One short left and the other one back right.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that.
And that par certainly won't hurt the cause.
There's still some time. Well, this is it, Frank, the 18th hole. And on paper, it looks like you can get this one. You can make a birdie because it's only 377 yards.
You're exactly right, Rich. Just a nice drive. Doesn't even have to be a driver here. It's going to set you up really short iron wedge into this short par 4. And I always like to finish on a birdie. I know you do too, because a little walk to the clubhouse there on the left, maybe a hot dog or a hamburger. Got to be careful here. Downhill, he's got to time it good because your weight's a little bit more on your front foot.
That will be a great look at birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. really hitting on all cylinders now. 9 under for the tournament. So another tournament in the books, Frank, and what'd you make of this one?
Quality venue once again, Rich. The standard of courses we're seeing is excellent, and consequently it's enabling the players to really play some great golf. So I think golf's the winner today.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there, but it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it?
It certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything: birdie opportunities, holes that are fought by water, bunkering that's been changed. All in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich. It's no snack, though.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Now here at the par 4 8, slight dogleg to the left, Frank.
And this dogleg's made more severe now by the addition of 2 bunkers. This was a bunkerless hole off the tee in years gone by, but those 2 bunkers certainly make this a sharper dogleg. And because it forces the player to go down the right side, adds length to the already long 475 yards.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Settles in over the putt. Nice putt. And now back to level par. Here at the par 4 9th hole, Frank, what's the strategy off the tee?
Well, there's 1 bunker down the right side that you have to be very wary of. 325 yards to carry that, so it's very much in play, and just over 290 to reach it. Ideally, you have to go left about that down the left side. But really, this is a second shot hole because this green is not very deep.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality. Chance for back-to-back.
Setting himself up for a good weekend, the Wiley golf instructor makes his birdie. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, even at major championships, a good crowd on a single day might be 25 to 30,000. Consider this for just a moment. At the TPC Scottsdale in 2013, round number 3 on Saturday, almost 180,000 fans jammed into that ballpark.
It's hard to imagine that's twice the gate at a Super Bowl on a golf course. Now, obviously, some of it's hidden because of the size of the acreage, but golf just doesn't get that type of crowds anywhere else in the world. But it works at TPC Scottsdale. They have a crowd that keeps going back. They have the Bird's Nest, for example, that goes there. The parties that ring around there. It's an atmosphere that golf never gets anywhere else, but it really works there. The players feel it too. They breathe it. And this is 1 week of the year, just 1 week, where they do feel like superstars.
It's a mix of soft spikes and stiletto heels. There's nothing quite like the TPC Scottsdale. Trying to stay steady, make a par. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Set in the Sonoran Desert and surrounded by the majestic McDowell Mountains, we're at the stadium course at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, set to bring you all the action for today's event. Frank, when you think about the TPC Scottsdale, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The golf course has been radically changed in 2014, but it still hasn't lost its luster. Really, it's just been updated like the game itself for these young, strong players of the modern era.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that.
Well, at last, a birdie. Now at the par 5 15th, and Frank, there is plenty to catch your eye. There's also quite a bit to catch your ear. You can hear the roars at the par 3 16th. So how do you focus on the task at hand?
Great question, Rich. You know, you realize you're about to enter the stadium part of the golf course, but this is the last par 5 that you're going to play. We've seen eagles here over the years. We've seen many a player hit it in the water off the tee or water short of the green. Certainly one of the tougher tee shots coming in. No bunkers here to worry about, just that huge lake to the left. Find the fairway. You might just find the green. Not too bad. It's about 23 feet away.
He didn't hit the flagstick, but he still has a chance. Now this putt from 23 feet. Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Wow, I thought he made that.
A lip out's fine as long as it doesn't happen to you.
Has his par. Frank, the one moment that sort of made the 16th hole what it is today would have to be Tiger's ace in 1997 here at the TPC Scottsdale when it was raining plastic cups.
It was also his reaction, too, and that ushered in the Tiger Woods era that we became associated with, which is the fist pumping, the rowdy spectators. I mean, he was one of the few players that bridged the gap between spectator and golf course. And it still goes on till today. And I think Rory McIlroy probably is the only other player that starts to broach that type of inside and outside atmosphere with golf.
Still to this day, it's the loudest single moment that I can ever remember hearing on a golf course. Suddenly a ray of sunshine with that birdie.
And there is hope. And on the top 25.
17th hole, Frank, and this one is really set up for maximum excitement.
Well, there's two things that you really think of. How do I play this hole and how is it going to affect the rest of my round? This is the penultimate hole. If you make a mistake here, it'll carry over. It might cost you the tournament. But if you're a hero, it's going to carry forward to 18. This is why 17 is such a big swing hole.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
So he didn't hit the green in regulation, but he still has a reasonably good chance to save his par, about 10 feet away, and getting ready for the putt. Not a problem from there, right in the middle.
Rich, 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, that completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side. But it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Good-looking shot right here. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Sinks the putt for birdie. Two rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular sight for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Great effort right there, and a great chance to knock in that short putt. Getting set now over the putt. This is a pretty good performance right here. 6 under for the tournament. Par 4 14th, and Frank, this hole packs a little punch, doesn't it?
Yeah, the addition of just a little bit more yardage, plus the bunker on the left has been pushed out into the fairway. It actually makes the whole play a little bit longer than its 490 yards. Second shot is a little bit uphill. No longer is there a bunker on the right side. That side of the green is actually open. You don't really want to be trying to miss that green on the right. Should you decide to go at the flag, well, you're going to have to carry that front bunker.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Well, that's how you play the game. Right there. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Frank, all of a sudden, another player to factor in on this leaderboard.
Yeah, and things are starting to tighten up right now. Going to see where the next move comes from.
All right, Frank, now the fun begins. We are teed up at the par 5 15th hole. Plenty to talk about here.
Yeah, the fairway down the left side is anything other than straight. It's more like a shipwreck, the raggedness of it. And that water in play, well, if you do find one on the fairway, you can sort of always wave across to the people that are walking down the 11th hole. Find the fairway, you can reach this par 5 and 2. A little bit of an island-looking green there, bunker on the left, and also another bunker just short right. But a fairway missed here. Well, you can rack up 5, 6, 7. We've seen all sorts of scores here at 15. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Ready for his third shot. Needs to hit this close. Shots back.
All of a sudden put the name back into the mix just when we thought it might be too late.
Well, partner, here we go. Players have characterized it as terrifying, chaotic, amazing. The stadium atmosphere here at this hole, the 16th of par 3, is really spectacular, isn't it, Frank?
It is. Because of the atmosphere, the number of people, this is the closest a golfer gets to like kicking a field goal in a Super Bowl, because it's just surrounded by people. It's not really the difficulty of the hole. Just over 160 yards, a modest par 3. There's no water in trouble. But it's an atmosphere that golfers never normally are familiar with.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Frank, when you get to the 17th hole, we always recall maybe the single most bizarre shot in the history of golf.
Everybody talks about maybe a hole-in-one at 16, but really 17. And the player was Andrew Magee. It was a good tee shot, don't get me wrong. But Rich, it needed an assist.
Well, the assist came from Tom Byram, whose brother Kurt is a commentator for the Golf Channel. Tom Byram was just minding his own business, standing on the green, sort of leaning on his putter, and you know what happened.
Yeah, the ball hit Tom Byram's putter and then careened into the hole. So, 17. Made famous, a little bit of history with a couple of names to drag up from the past.
Well, Frank, this is a good tournament. Tied for the lead after that
Huge eagle. Rich, what a time to do that.
Par 4 18th, and Frank, if you are trying to win the tournament out here at TPC Scottsdale, this is all you want down the stretch.
It is. There's a short bunker there, obviously, for the recreational player to respect. 3 bunkers down the right side protected, and that new bunkering situation down the left there to stop the attack of a Bubba Watson or a J.B. Holmes. Now this tee shot is going to have to be respected, and the green, too, is anything other than flat. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Second shot. Good look at the green.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie.
Get in. Yes, good putt.
And that wraps up the third round. Just one more to go before we crown our champion.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm looking at my crystal ball, Rich, but that champion that we see tomorrow might be the one just sitting at the leaderboard on top of it right now.
Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Welcome to the Stadium Course, TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. It's a masterful blend of challenge and playability designed by the team of Tom Weisskopf and Jay Morrish. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports.
The changes, Rich, they made in 2014 have just added a luster to this great venue that hosts the PGA Tour event each and every year. And it's a great test for any level of play.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Excellent, perfect position.
Ball's just sitting up, too. You could hit anything from there.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot.
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
See your snap, though.
Putting on a show, this tournament leads to 15 under par. Par 4, 14th. Frank, it seems as though you'd be pretty happy with a par here.
You would, even though the putting surfaces here at TPC Scottsdale are excellent. It's going to take 2 good shots to reach this 14th hole. You can get in a little bit of trouble off the tee. That bunker on the left very much in play. The rough on the right side is no snack either, because the ball, more often than not, will finish well above the player's feet. And, of course, that green is very, very narrow, well protected by bunkers on the left.
And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, in the changing weather conditions, players have so many different options, don't they? Some might like to play it high. Others might want to play it a little lower along the ground.
Really got to be on your toes today because of that, Rich. And really that's what separates the men from the boys, so to speak. You know that any mistake you make can obviously be magnified by the wind conditions, but conversely, it's a real good chance for skill to shine.
Solid play, heart of the green. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, you just can't make up ground if you don't make putts. Drop shot here at the 14th hole. So a tester from 4 feet. Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch at TPC Scottsdale, where you get all these swing holes. 15 is a swing hole. 16, 17, and 18, where so many changes in the score can actually happen. But this one here is all about finding the fairway. A good drive down here will be well rewarded because you'll have a chance to reach this par 5 and 2.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Had a birdie here yesterday. In there close. Great opportunity for another one. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Now to the 16th hole, and Frank, what makes this so special is the walk underneath the grandstands. It's the Gladiator coming into the Coliseum.
That's a perfect description, Rich, and that's why this hole is unlike any other hole on the PGA Tour. The atmosphere that the players feel on that tee, they cannot prepare for. They can't experience anywhere else. This is a once-in-a-lifetime par 3.
And when you look at it from up high with the blimp view, it sort of appears as though they dropped Fenway Park or Wrigley Field right into the desert. And this is a sellout crowd. I mean, this is 20,000 fans, and there's nothing like it. There's not a single hole in golf that has more fans on it than the 16th here at TPC Scottsdale. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Good putt. '17th hole, Frank, and this one is really set up for maximum excitement.
Well, there's two things that you really think of. How do I play this hole, and how is it going to affect the rest of my round? This is the penultimate hole. If you make a mistake here, it'll carry over. It might cost you the tournament. But if you're a hero, it's going to carry forward to 18. This is why 17 is such a big swing hole.
What a display of power and precision off the tee. On the green here on the par 4 in 1. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
Shouldn't be a problem here. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching 2 tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Well, again, the fairways are lined with those huge galleries coming off 16 and 17. Now the finishing hole here at TPC Scottsdale. And Frank, what can we expect?
Well, this is a goodie. It'll play slightly as a dogleg left. Now, many a year, a player would try and carry the ball all the way over that water down the left side. But those new bunkers down there, it stopped the J.B. Holmes attack on this par 4. You're really going to have to play a little right of those now. And there's a couple of bunkers up on the hill to stop you doing that. So this is really a much tougher tee shot. 440 yards of par 4 just got a little bit more difficult.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Biggest crowds in all of golf, and a big putt right here to win the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Has it. That's birdie. And that wraps up the final round. Just a great performance by our champion today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. I think this one will have to go down in the books as an absolute classic. Fantastic play, not only in the course today, but all week long.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
A lot of excitement here. Let's take you out to the action once again at the 13th. As we check in on this early round action, we join our featured golfer, already playing well to this point. Couple of low numbers on the scorecard.
Yeah, it looks very good. Good swings out there and some good putting as well. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Never quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke.
So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Another challenging par 3 here at Bay Hill. It's the 14th, 216 yards, Frank.
It plays uphill, prevailing breeze too, into your face, so normally much longer than its yardage.
This is looking really good. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Just a couple of feet. Always nice to be comfortably inside that cut line. The wily golf instructor makes birdie. Now at the 15th, big dogleg right here. What's the best way to go, Frank?
Really down the left side. It's very tempting to try and hit it across that bunker, but not only do you have to carry the bunker, you've also got to carry those little shrubs down the right side.
That's in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. He got away with one right there. Just missed that bunker.
Yeah, that looked like it was sand the whole way.
He has a birdie opportunity here. Ooh, that hurts. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now.
Well, not in contention, but in for par. We've seen guys through the years below the tournament right on this hole.
Yeah, if you get a little too greedy here, you try and make eagle. It's sometimes with a good tee shot, it's an easy 4, but a 3 brings 7 into play. Oh, that's fine.
It is the house that Arnold built, the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Arnold's summer home is actually in western Pennsylvania, Latrobe Country Club. That's where he grew up. He came to Central Florida in the 1970s and fell in love with this piece of ground. He bought it, and he's grown it ever since, and now it is host to one of the premier stops on the PGA Tour. Big, strong golf course. You have to really be a good ball striker and generally one of the longer hitters to be successful around here. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So the eagle goes begging. He still has this for birdie. So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. Frank, par 3 17th here at Bay Hill. How difficult is this hole?
This one takes your best tee shot, Rich. Otherwise, you're just looking at 4 or 5.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Frank, I thought that was in.
When you consider the length of that putt, it was a good putt.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Frank, how'd you like to be a rookie? You're going up against, at the time, the greatest player in the game, the great white shark, Greg Norman, and you hole a 7-iron to win a tournament?
Well, all you had to do was look at the expression on Norman's face as that ball landed and went in.
What did he hit there?
7-iron. Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. And getting ready for the putt.
A few more birdies like that, Rich, you never know, just might sneak place on the podium.
In the top 10 right now. There you have it, Frank. The first round is a wrap. We saw some good golf out there.
It was certainly a fun round to watch. There's a lot of great players in this field, and this is such an exciting venue. I just can't wait to see what happens the rest of the championship.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Its second-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. 1992, Captain Cool, Fred Couples won by 9 shots over Gene Sowers. And with that win, Frank, Freddie became the #1 ranked player in the world.
Yeah, those are the days for Freddie. It was just like sticking a key in the car. Give it a little turn, and he was off and running.
Well, the bad news is he missed his target by quite a bit. The good news, he's still on the green. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Racking them and stacking them right now. 6 under par for the tournament. Frank, the good news as you come to the 7th after that beast of a par 5 is that it's just under 200 yards and there's no water.
Yeah, it's not as long as the second, but it's just as demanding. Very narrow entry into this green.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. So a tester from 4 feet. So 1 shot closer to the lead with that birdie. Getting ready to tee off now at the 8th, and Frank, this hole has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, even though it's a pretty hole, Rich, it's a fairway you must hit because that second shot here is one of the toughest on the golf course.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Clean this up with a tap. Nothing wrong with that par putt. It's a consistent theme here at Bay Hill, if you can carry it 300 yards.
Bay Hill always favors the longer hitter.
Good contact, good result.
Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
This has really been an airtight performance to this point. Just flawless. That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
Well, birdies are hard to come by in this situation. So tight.
Keeps him right in the thick of it. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. The key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Well, this is straight at it.
It's a really good line. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Frank, you've navigated so many leaderboards in your career. This is the way to do it, isn't it?
Oh, there's plenty of holes ahead too, Rich. Third place, a really good position to be playing from here on in.
Now at the 8th, and Frank, this really is a clever design, fun hole to play.
Very pretty hole. That bunker down the left, just over 300 yards. Ideally, you just work it off that bunker.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Frank, as we look at the approach shot here at the 8th, no doubt a player would be happy to walk out of here with a par.
Oh, no doubt about that at all. Really, you want to judge your second shot to land somewhere in the middle of this green. Don't really want to be messing with the front. If you have a little look, you'll see why.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Rounding out the front 9 here at Bay Hill, 474-yard par 4. Frank, you've played this hole before. Where are you lining up when you step onto the tee here?
There's an out of bounds all the way down the left side that you have to be cognizant of. But that bunker, 290 yards carries it. And yet again, another hole that favors the long hitter.
Officials calling that one around 310 yards. Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now to the 11th with water left, bunkers on the right. Frank, what's the key here?
Well, too often people just look at the scorecard and they go, well, it's over 400 yards. I have to hit driver. You don't have to hit driver at 11. Something in the fairway just short of that second bunker. And it sits up 6 or 7 off.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
And what a turn of events. Just turned this round upside down. Started off slow, but then managed to pick up the pace. And back on track now.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Frank looks like maybe the greatest bunker player of all time right there.
Well, he's making a name for himself today. You could certainly put him up there with Gary Player, Severiano Ballesteros. That was just a great bunker shot. And that par certainly won't hurt the cause.
And still some time. Now to the par 5 12th. Frank, how good of a scoring opportunity is this?
Well, anytime you get a par 5 at Bay Hill, got to take advantage of it.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
Second shot.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Birdie try up next. They par yesterday. This one for birdie. Frank, you can feel the momentum shifting.
You can. It might look tight at the top at the moment, but you definitely get the impression we're going to see a change in the lead very soon.
Beautiful birdie right there.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut. That's an absolute beauty.
Par 4 13th, Frank, how do you hit this approach shot?
Rich, it's the first par 4 at Bay Hill where the water is actually on the right of the green, and that has to be taken into consideration. Just a little errant shot, and then you're going to be wet. So a little left of the flag, that's where you want to be.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. So coming off the birdie on the previous hole, a chance now for yet another one.
And momentum all in his favor. It doesn't go in, you got to add another one to the scorecard.
And that's where the golf ball's just staring at you and
Oh, yeah.
mocking you and laughing at you.
You know deep down it's smiling too, don't you?
Those keep the round going, those par putts. Another challenging par 3 here at Bay Hill. It's the 14th, 216 yards, Frank.
It plays uphill, prevailing breeze too, into your face, so normally much longer than its yardage.
Well, this could be good. Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Frank, deep in the round at the 15th, you need to maybe make something happen. How difficult is that with such a huge dog like here?
Once again, make sure you know the distance to carry the bunker or run out. You got to play to your strength.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Now the approach shot, par 4, 15th hole. Frank, break it down.
Green narrows up the further back you go, so the most generous place to land the ball is in the front half of this green. It's also the flattest section of the green.
That'll leave him with a good birdie opportunity, only about 10 feet away. That's a good shot. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Good putt. The Bay Hill Club and Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there. Takes an excellent shot. And then 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front. That second shot which comes over the lake. And that's a hold your breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill. Frank, he could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
This is a good-looking shot. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Just a couple of feet. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Eagle on the card. Always like this par 3, Frank. Par 3 17th. Let me amend that. I like watching the best in the world play it because it can be daunting, especially with the pressure ratcheted up.
When they have the tournament on, this green is brick hard. A little bit downhill. That's about the only advantage you get.
Appears to be tracking well. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. That was a good looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Seems to really have the touch today. Frank, this is a stout finishing hole, the 18th, isn't it?
Yeah, it finishes that great run of 16, 17, and 18, and so many times we've seen disaster and triumph just on those final 3 holes. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, that swing looks lively and strong.
Oh, that had to fly 300. It's close to 310.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
We'll make birdie if this drops. That is some good work right there. Birdie and 1 shot closer to the lead. Frank, we did see some good golf out there today, but others really struggled.
Yeah, any competitive player wants to win. We don't doubt that, but we know you're not going to win them all. So it's still important for every golfer to continue to gain experience, to actually get something out of each and every tournament they play in.